From Bolero Bowling Center in Jupiter, Florida, it's time to resume the 2020 PBA Tour Finals on CBS Sports Network. It's live coverage, and it includes the always interesting, colorful, charismatic Kyle Troop. We've already seen some great qualifying in the PBA Tour Finals. It continues live here on CBS Sports Network from Bolero in Jupiter, Florida. Four more tremendous bowlers, for the best in the world, are set to compete in qualifying today. It's Group 2 qualifying. This is Dave Ryan. Welcome back to PBA coverage here on CBS Sports Network. We're live for our second group of qualifying. Joined in a moment by my PBA Hall of Fame broadcast partner, Randy Peterson. So in Group 1, we saw tremendous bowling action. Jacob Buttriff had a 300 game. That was fun to watch. But Anthony Simonson was even better. 1,028 pins over 4 games of qualifying and 2 different oil patterns for Simo. So for tomorrow in the Group 1 semifinals, step-ladder bowling, it'll be Duke and Rash. Look at these bowlers we've got for you on CBS Sports Network. Buttriff will take on the winner of Match 1, and then Simonson, as the top seed, will go for the Group 1 win. Group 2 is next, and we can't wait to watch these tremendous bowlers. It's Tackett who won this event last year. He's won the PBA Tour Finals twice in his great career. Bill O'Neill, a major champion in 2020, along with Chris Prather, and Kyle Troop, who won a PBA Tour title this year in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Always fun to watch the pro with the fro. Bringing in Randy Peterson now. That was some entertaining bowling through qualifying in Group 1. What can you expect in Group 2 here, RP?
Well, I mean, you've got E.J. Tackett, who basically has owned this event. For the last 3 years in this event, his worst finish is second. So I expect nothing but greatness from EJ. But you got to throw O'Neill in there, and Prather, obviously one of the hottest players on tour, and then the colorful Kyle Troop. It's a great format. If you like watching bowling and you're a fan of watching professionals bowl a lot of games, well, this format is right up your alley, and we are now in Group 2. But before we get any further and get ahead of ourselves, how about the man of the hour who just bowled a perfect game? I'm talking about Jacob Buttriff. Jacob, take us through that 10th frame.
Oh, man, Randy. I don't even know what to say. First ever time, second time ever bowling the Tour Finals, being out here in Jupiter, Florida. I'm speechless. I would never thought it would be this quick to shoot 300 on national television, and especially with most people who know me. I love throwing urethane. I did it with a reactive ball, and I just shot 260 the game before, so I ended up ball changing to something I feel comfortable with, and I just went out there and threw the best 12 shots I could, got a couple fortunate breaks, and there it is, the 12th ball.
Did you ball change after the 260? So you shot 260 and then went to a different reactive resin ball?
Yes, sir. I was able to just move a little bit right. Instead of clawing urethane, as they would say, I was clawing reactive ball.
Well, great job, Matt. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the step-ladder finals. We're going to send it back to Dave Ryan.
All right, Randy, Jacob, thanks so much. Wow, amazing. The 300 with the ball change as well for Jacob Buttriff in that 4th game of qualifying. Let's talk about the lane conditions here today for Group 2.
Marshall Holman, oil pattern 37 feet in length, and let me tell you folks, the middle part of the lane is really dry. It's going to hook. So there's really 2 ways to attack this oil pattern. The players can move in with strong equipment and really send it to the outside part of the lane, or use urethane and go much straighter up the extreme outside. I think if Marshall Holman was bowling on this pattern, he'd be in and hooking it.
As always, our best to Marshall Holman, who I'm sure is watching back in Oregon.
And Bill O'Neill, another great year for the future Hall of Famer in 2019. He finished 3rd in earnings and 7th in average. This season, he won his 2nd major, the Players' Championship.
That was fun to watch. Columbus, Ohio, after coming so close at the TOC, also in Ohio. So here's Bill from outside Philadelphia. His first of 4 games of qualifying underway here from Jupiter.
Remember, 2 different patterns for the 4 games, Dave. They're going to start on the short pattern that we just talked about, and after 2 games, they'll re-oil and go to the longer 46-foot Johnny Petraglia pattern.
Stay underway for E.J. Tackett.
O'Neill starting with urethane, not E.J. Tackett. He rarely throws urethane.
Chris Prather, PBA Strike Derby champ in this bowling center last month. Off to a good start. And here's Cal Troop, North Carolina. Been bowling a lot, he told us. It was the last time we saw
Ain't getting me,
Summer
guys.
Flash Strike Derby here in Jupiter.
Too much pressure in frame 1.
He already started. You ain't getting me, guys. And he's talking about a beer frame. So when you're bowling league and all of your teammates strike and you're the anchor bowler and you don't strike, you have to buy everybody else a beer. They call it a beer frame.
He's good. Green 10 pen for EJ.
Yeah, so is that guy right there. I think pound for pound the most talented player out here. And he's certainly the most powerful.
You said that a lot. What makes EJ so good in your mind?
He's just a great athlete, but his technique is amazing. What he can do to a bowling ball, very few can do. And very few can do, and many are envious.
Dang it.
Pretty good golfer, too.
Yeah, excellent. +2 handicap.
What an athlete. PJ was a teenager. He actually thought about going the pro golf route. Stuck with bowling. That worked out really well for him.
Well, just to put things in perspective, we came in a couple days early, so we got a couple rounds of golf in with British Open champ Mark Calcavecchia. So EJ hit it about, about 20 or 30 yards past Mark, and about 50 past me was Mark, and so that's 80 by me. But irregardless of how far EJ hit it, he couldn't beat Mark. Nor could I.
Sounds like fun, though.
Oh, it was amazing.
I didn't like that one. It crosses over for a Brooklyn strike.
Great break, crossing over, tripping the 6 late.
And we asked Chris about being back in the building where he won the strike derby. He said, "Hey, now a different event. This is a PBA Tour stop." So yes, that was cool to win it. Nice paycheck, nice trophy, but I'm resetting totally now.
You got to be kidding me.
Somehow no love across the deck there, Randy. What happened?
Yeah, messenger in front of the 10 pin. There goes the head pin. It comes across, and it's coming across at such a velocity and rate of speed that it goes right in front of the 10. And didn't make much sense to EJ either.
Saw some big scores in games 3 and 4. Group 1 of qualifying, all led by Anthony Simonson. This here from Jacob Buttriff after his 300 game in the 4th and final game of qualifying. Group 1, that was incredible to watch. Prather trying to continue his good start, does so.
Yeah, beauty there. I was talking with Tom Clark earlier, and we were talking about the physical game of Chris Prather, and just like, it just doesn't get any better than that. The only person that didn't care about being able to get their hair cut during the shutdown? Kyle Troop.
That's right. Got to keep that going. What a look. Just tremendous. He tried to cut the hair, I guess, from a middle school for a school picture day.
Yeah?
Straighten it out.
How'd that go?
It went badly. He said, I'm never going to do that again. Gotta love it, Godspeed.
The 2020 PBA Tour Finals on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Go Bowling. For promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you, log on to gobowling.com.
Back underway. Group 2 qualifying here in Jupiter, Florida at Bolero. Dave, Randy, our entire crew, great to have you with us. Perfection for Prather and Troop. Front four each. Bill O'Neill, left lane. Help on number 10, down it goes.
EJ Tackett, you've completely dominated this event since its inception. Why so good at the Tour Finals?
I don't know. I think I've been able to bowl pretty good on TV for the last few years, and the whole event being on TV, I love this atmosphere, and I've bowled really well, stayed within myself, and just try to bowl my best games. And the last few years it's worked out, so hopefully we can add one more.
Thanks, EJ. Good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
But by the way, I love the facial fescue that EJ's got going on right now.
It's kind of like mine.
No, his is way better than yours.
It looks better to him, you're right. Back to EJ. Whoa, third to the channel there, and the 2-pin stands. He won this event in 2017. You and I called on CBS Sports Network from Orlando. Runner-up to Belmonte 2018 in Detroit. And last year took it all in Las Vegas.
Yeah, in dramatic fashion, going into that roll-off with Jacob Buttram.
Jacob's got his highlight from today with a 300 game.
Another nice break for Prather. He's got a couple already early on in game one. EJ left a couple of nasty 10 pins. That one just got a little bit to the right. And it's going to be interesting to see just how quick this oil pattern changes with two players on the right side of the lane using urethane.
9 in a row between these guys. Prather and Troop. Son of Guppy, former PBA champ.
You know, I'm not a fashion expert, but I think Kyle really needs to kind of step up his game and add some color to his wardrobe.
And he matches so well with all the signage here. It just looks great. 10 straight between them. Wow. Tackett. Whoa.
There we go.
60 feet to success. That was a blister stroke.
I'm surprised you didn't leave a solid 8 on that shot.
Rushed. All 10 into the pit.
Oh, O'Neill's gotten out of the urethane. He's gone to reactive. So one man left using urethane. That's the man getting up right there. There's that.
Does that surprise you?
There's that pitch black that he's using. And no, it doesn't surprise me. He likes doing that. He likes going straight, and he's good at it.
Goes for half a dozen.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
There we go.
What's interesting is in our last show, Jacob, who really kind of put reactive or urethane on the map with his, his purple hammers, and having I don't know how many at one tournament, and all of a sudden switches to reactive and shoots 300.
That was pretty cool watch. 10 pin there for Prather.
That was a nice shot Prather threw there. It's so funny too because he went high the last frame and tripped that 4-7 out, and then comes back with a pure shot, and those are the bowling gods giving it back to him.
Has his spare. Troop is a big story early. Great bowlers on display in Jupiter, Florida. PBA Tour Finals. Qualifying continues next. Kyle Troop has been fantastic. The front 7 for Troop. There it is. Hi, Kyle. Here's the last one, Randy. And yet, you know he might pick it up. You just know maybe it's time after that late tap to Come on. Pick it out there. Come on. Took him a second to get it out. But...
Oh, boy.
Come on. It's great. That is great sports TV right there.
He sure is fun.
I just love that. Just thinking about perfection. You saw that from Buttriff. How about True? Oh, big four. Way high O'Neal.
Hey, Kyle, can I talk to you before you do your next shot? Yes or no?
Not easy to do. The big four, it's rare. Ultimately, last one to complete that on TV. And I call that early 2000s. North Cross, Georgia. It's a tough pickup, big four on TV. DJ, whiff.
It's not like him.
Good job, DJ.
Good. Right lane, Prather.
Kyle, why so good so early with that urethane ball?
I've got a lot of confidence with the urethane, especially on these shorter patterns this year, so it's kind of been a confidence thing for me. And, I really like the shape I'm seeing. They're kind of doing something a little different. So I'm just trying to make the best shot I can do with the line that I'm seeing. And I think 20 good shots is going to get me a good score on this pattern.
Thanks, Kyle.
Buttriff had the 28th all-time 300 game on TV earlier today.
Please.
Going for the front eight. Yeah.
Please. Thank you. If he wouldn't have struck on that shot,
everyone would have been said.
There would have been.
Randy should have interrupted him and interviewed him.
Hey, there would have been a mob
live
outside waiting for me.
You're safe for now, buddy.
Whew, thank gosh.
For now. Tack it.
Shot there, EJ.
Nice rebound.
Yeah, he needs to get striking, though. He can't far too fall behind. You got to start chipping away at that big lead that's going to be created by Kyle Troop and Chris Prather. Same goes for Bill O'Neal.
Oh, you dummy.
But like we saw in our Group 1 telecast earlier, a lot can happen in 4 games. Remember, Sean Rash started off the big 270 game and ended up in 3rd.
Could we have back-to-back shows with a 300 Buttriff in the last show?
Come on, Kyle.
Troop goes for the front 9. Yeah! Another strike for Kyle Troop. Back to Prather. His effort here, left lane. All 10 back. Now Tommy Jones, Darren Tang, of course, in January. Hall of Fame Classic after being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Extraordinary title match win for TJ in a 300. That was amazing.
Yeah,
but we've got a chance to watch back-to-back shows with a perfect game. That's pretty cool, too.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tommy's came on a dual oral pattern. The game before that, he shot 194. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame about 12 hours prior.
What a weekend for Jones.
It was pretty special to cover that.
Make it so hard.
Troopers 3 shots away. O'Neal wasn't happy a few moments ago. They're trying to finish up.
It's not that hard.
in impressive fashion in this game. Game 1 of 4 for this entire Group 2, setting up step-ladder semifinals tomorrow from here in Jupiter. Group 1 winner, our leader Anthony Simonson, Buttriff through the 300. That was fun to watch. Kyle Troop is on the verge here in Game 1 of Group 2 qualifying. .219 for O'Neill.
Well, it was a nice finish for O'Neill, who made a ball change halfway through, and with the exception of the big 4 in the 8th, he could have bailed out a nice one there, but 219 is not awful. EJ Tackett 210 to start. Wow. That one came back from Boca. You know where Boca is, right?
I do, a long way, yeah.
It's a little south of here,
A little south of here on the way to Miami. I got you. I've been a Floridian for 9 years. You've been here a lot longer than I have.
The actual name is Boca Raton. It means mouth of the rat.
It's nice.
Get it,
Here's
Kyle.
Troop.
Get
Looking
it, Kyle.
for another one.
Get it,
Yes,
Kyle.
sir.
Get it, Kyle.
2 away from perfection for Kyle Troop to become the 29th all-time 300 game on TV in PBA Tour history.
One of the prettiest games on tour right there.
I mean, yeah, great finish too for Brandon. Just incredible.
It's going to be in the 260s. If he keeps it on the lane, which I think he probably will. Come on, Kyle.
11 straight for Troop. Yes, indeed.
Make one a little better than that.
Father Guppy Troop at home watching this. I know he is. Gup, 8-time PBA champion out here. The Gupster pulling for his son. Let's pray there finishes his big starting game. There it is.
With another strike.
266.
Great bowling for Chris Prather. Man of the moment. Take a re-rack. Kyle Troop. One more for a 300. Will be the second 300 of the day. How about it, Kyle Troop? 300? No! 2-pin. Stand for Kyle. What an effort.
Oh man, it looked like he got it left just a little bit with some speed, and the ball just hydroplaned.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to ask him what happened on that shot.
1 pin away.
Kyle Troop, tell us what happened on that 12th shot.
Got a little fast, Randy. That's all. I tried to slow the moment down a tad with the re-rack there. Never had the front 11 on TV, so that was a little different feeling. But I'm only up 33, so we got to get back to work.
Well, listen, it was a great opening game for you. 299 to start. Hey, Kyle, you want to do something with me? We're going to go to break now. Why don't you take us to break with Dave and I? Kyle, take us to break. We're going to break, buddy.
All right, we're coming right back. We're coming right back at you, folks.
Good job, Kyle. Maybe future broadcaster. The man's got personality. Great bowling out there. Kyle Troop came so close. 299 in the opening game of 4. Group 2 qualifying. Chris Prather, really strong finish. 266. O'Neill and Tackett at 219 and 210 round out the Game 1 numbers. Group 1, Samuelson was spectacular, Randy, earlier today.
Another two-hander that doesn't use a thumb or a thumb hole for that matter, but Simonson, last 3 games, closes with 260, 260, and 260. What a performance by him.
Tomorrow noon Eastern, action on the lanes continues. Best bowlers battle to see who will take this year's title. Don't miss the 2020 PBA Tour Finals here on CBS Sports Network. It'll be fun to watch. Today it's all about total pinfall and positioning. You can see Kyle Troop is focused. Tackett leads us off game 2.
Hey, Bill O'Neill,
Hey,
you've got an 80-pin deficit for the top seed in your group, but 3 games left. What's your mindset like?
Just trying not to throw shots like I threw in the 8th frame last game. When I switched balls, I had a pretty good look. I switched this track proof, and it's a smoother, stronger ball, so gave me a little more area than the urethane ball. So I'm going to see if I can bowl a big one here, and then on to the next pattern.
Thanks for your time, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Great access. Bill O'Neill, a little disappointed himself in the first game. Lost to Chris Prather last year in the playoffs. An emotional scene that was. They stormed the lanes in Portland, Maine. Second game for O'Neill on the way. Touch high and the 4-7 stand. 12-time titleist. 2 majors to his credit. 2 titles this year for Kyle Troop. Indy and Jonesboro. See the response coming off the 299 game.
At least I didn't 5-pin for 299. We'll take the 2-pin.
Oh,
paralyzing.
One of the greatest sayings or statements ever. At least I didn't 5-pin for 299. Oh, gosh.
That would have been tough to take.
That's why we love Kyle Troop.
Yeah, there it is.
Just kidding, folks. Put your hands down back at home.
And we did talk to Kyle right before the show today about not having a crowd. Of course, safety first here in the PBA Tour. So no fans in attendance. And really, Randy, he's one, as Prather shows here, is one who loves the crowd, embraces having the live audience.
Mm-hmm.
So the players got to generate a lot of energy themselves. Left lane O'Neill. Perfect.
Hey, let's meet E.J. Tackett up close and personal, shall we? To say E.J. Tackett likes this event is an understatement. He's finished first, second, and first the last 3 tour finals and has pocketed almost 6 figures for this event alone.
Last year with Chris Barnes in Vegas. It's an emotional time for Tackett. EJ. 9-pin stands there. We talked to him about the pressure, if there is any, in defending your title. He said, yeah, there's pressure. I love it. I come to win.
Pressure is what makes it fun, Dave.
That's right. He's glad to be in the spot to defend and continue the great success we illustrated a moment ago.
This guy here, I'll tell you.
He's looking good, Randy. Good.
When he's on, he's proven he can beat everybody out here, including the best one, Belmonte. I mean, I think I'm not sure Belmonte's ever beaten him on television.
And in a big money event, who's better than Chris Prather?
Well, Jason Belmonte is. He's won 13 majors.
13 majors.
But now lately, this Chris Prather has been making a small fortune in a very short period of time.
All 10 back for Troop. No 5-pin this time. Chris got a cool fishing kayak he showed us yesterday. Picture, picked it up in Iowa on the way back from the Strike Derby win. Little detour in Iowa there. It's only 4 hours after that. Lives in Illinois. Oops. Just grew up in Pensacola. Big time fisherman.
All right, now EJ Tackett's carry percentage stinks. It doesn't matter if it's dead flush, if it's a little light. I mean, it's just a garbage bag full of 10 pins.
Great start, O'Neill. 10 pin there for EJ Tackett. He's not happy.
Well, the two players' names on the left side of your screen are looking up to the two players on the right side of your screen and just trying to somehow cut into that deficit. Remember, after this game, we're going to re-oil with a completely different oil pattern. I mean, this...
Wow. Is he bowling well right now?
Yep.
Line ladder, TOC, Fairlawn, Ohio to win a major. This parade has been something else. Rope, 10 pin. No nudge.
We were talking about Prather in the Tournament of Champions. He beat Rash. He beat Belmonte by 80. He then beat Simonson. And then in the title match, shot 280 at Bill O'Neill.
Spare for Troop. After coming so close to the 300 game in the first game of qualifying. Game 2 from Jupiter. Group 2 rolls on next. Welcome back to Bolero in Jupiter, Florida. Dave Ryan alongside my Hall of Fame broadcast partner, Randy Peterson. Great to have with us. Live coverage continues here on CBS Sports Network of the PBA Tour Finals. Bowling is back. This is Group 2 qualifying, Game 2. EJ Tackett left lane, knocks them all back.
Did you see the 6-pin take the 10 out and send it into concussion protocol? That was a violent kick on the 10 right there, bro.
Right lane for O'Neill. While we were away, Tackett had a strike. O'Neill 7-10 spare, and strikes for Troop and Prather. Kyle Troop 299. There's the score in yellow in the first game of 4 qualifying for Kyle. Speaking of 7-10s, another one.
Yeah, the ball's done. You know, the pattern's broken down just enough now where the ball reads early or it pushes too far down the lane. And it looked great for 11 shots. And it was light. So there's not enough on the back part of the lane to get that 7 and 10 out. So I look for Kyle to get out of that ball. This guy here can just throw it anywhere he wants because his release is amazing.
7-10. 7 stands. Will we ever see the 7-10 made again on TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
You will. You know, I made it on TV once.
What year?
It was like 1990. It was a beer commercial skills challenge with me and 2 other professional bowlers, and every frame was a split. And we started with like the baby split, and then went to the 5-7, and we were going to leave the 7-10 split for the last conversion, but nobody felt like it was possible to make it. We didn't feel like we could bounce a pin out.
When's that re-oil?
Not to mention the 7-10's tough anyway. And so we moved it to the 9th frame, made the Greek church the 10th frame, and I made it in the 9th frame. Yeah.
That is
Bounced
sweet.
it out of the pit, came up on top of the back of the pin deck, rolled across and took the 7 out.
We can find it on YouTube, right?
You can YouTube it, yeah. It was the, I don't want to name the beer company because they don't sponsor us, so, but it was a beer company that sponsored this little skills challenge, and it was myself, Mark McDowell, and Curtis Odom.
That's cool. Good story. So Randy's answer is yes. We'll maybe see it someday. It's been done since 1991.
That's
on TV.
Hello. How about you?
Late tap on the 10. Down it goes, Chris Prather.
Tell you what, EJ Tackett, not so many breaks. Chris has gotten a lot, right? So he had that crossover in like the second frame, I believe, game 1. Then a little high trip 4. Rolled the 10 there. That's a good sign when you're getting breaks like that. O'Neal crossing over. Is that back-to-back Brooklyns?
Next stop, Brooklyn.
You know, I'd ask Bill what he thinks about that, but I don't want him to charge the booth.
Tagging strikes, left lane. Troop perfect through 11 shots in his first game. Now it's Prather's turn.
Just watch this form and how steady the upper body is, and then what he does with his hand.
Trying to keep it going. You bet.
It almost looks like his hand pushes through the back of the ball at release. And then at that point of release, there's zero body movement.
Prather front 7. Troop responds left lane with some good pin action.
He's staying in that urethane. I think he's got that kind of, what do you call it, where you dance with the one you brought? He's kind of committed. Oh, boy. That could have been a real mess. It got down to that spot where it was coming back off of and just pushed another couple feet down the lane. Almost left it to 2-8-10.
Could have been a lot worse.
And right now, Bill O'Neal and EJ Tackett can't wait to get off of this oil pattern.
Sounds very sarcastic, that clap. Super sarcastic. Not when I hear it.
And it was because of the back-to-back Brooklyns prior to that.
That's
but
right.
O'Neal turns those 2 great breaks into a 4-bagger. It's huge.
It's all about pinfall.
And this man's perfect through 7.
Looking for the front 8.
Remember, he started with 266, Dave.
You saw it early, Randy. And well, he's throwing the ball. How about the front 8 here for Prather? Yes, indeed.
Dirty.
Eighth frame for Kyle Troop. Trying to answer and does so.
Yeah, it's a big break. Big break for him there. He's just trying to save a little something and get off this oil pattern now. He's pot committed to that bowling ball.
Longer oil pattern coming up for games 3 and 4. So the fresh attack hit, no break. It's been the whole story, right? That's been the theme. Those 2 games leaves a 10-pin.
It looks like it's just going a little too long down the lane before it starts to curve now, and his ball is coming behind the head pin sideways. See how that ball faced up a little bit better, and the results were completely different.
Like DJ, a lot of home projects. He and wife Natalie, when bowlers can't compete due to the coronavirus. He told us yesterday he really misses the competition. You golf with him, you know him really well. He just loves to get out there and compete. It's tough on these guys.
It's tough on everyone. But, yeah, I mean, we're all in it together, so.
That's right. How about 9 in a row? Mr. Prather, 10-pin stands on a really good shot. Ringing 10 to break it up.
That was a great run and a great first 2 game starter for Chris Prather.
Get up. Go to work, 6-pin. That's for you, Jesper.
Oh, God, I love his commentary. It's way better than mine. Beautiful shot there.
It was a shot. 10-pin.
You know, he's able to do stuff with his hand and get his bowling ball to do things that the other players' bowling balls just don't do.
10th frame. Good looking shot.
Well, that puts him in the 240s, and this is a huge save for Bill. Was in a little trouble, made a couple errant shots, got away with it. Now EJ, yeah, you can see how long down the lane. And that right lane gets tighter and tighter with every ball that goes down it. And EJ just can't believe his ball won't hook from there.
O'Neill left lane. Really great finish here.
It really is. I mean, think about it. If he doesn't catch those 2 strikes over those back-to-back Brooklyns, this game turns into 210 or 220. Instead, it's 240. New pattern coming after this game. We're going to strip and reel. We're going to the Johnny Petraglia 46-foot pattern. I can't say Petraglia enough times in my life, so I'll just say it again. Johnny Petraglia 46-foot pattern coming up after this game. 2 more games on that pattern.
In my head, I'm like, don't throw it in the gutter, and I didn't.
Total pins will determine the seeding for Group 2.
Almost another Brooklyn strike there. Bill O'Neill. Tackett displeased with his effort through 2, clearly.
Yeah. 224 for Tackett. O'Neill, big 255 closer. Hey, Bill O'Neill, as quiet as you can without disturbing Kyle. How happy are you to get off of this pattern, even though you just closed with 255?
Well, I had a lot of Brooklyns, so I wouldn't even consider that a 255 game. And I had a 710 in the 4th that was a decent shot off my hand and had absolutely no chance of striking. So I'm happy that I'm off this pattern. I'm going to be playing very similar to the next one, except quite a bit slower.
Thanks, Bill. Good luck.
Thanks.
As you correctly observed, looking forward to getting off the pattern.
Yeah, well, one of the things that we all love, one of the things we all love about Bill O'Neill is how brutally honest he is. And he goes, "Well, I had Brooklyns and pocket saves. I won't even consider that a 250 game." Remember we saw this with Sean Rash in our first show where Sean Rash shot 277. I think he came back with 194.
194 in second game, that's right.
Kyle Troop, 299. Best he can shoot now, 217. Meanwhile, Chris Prather goes 266, 279.
The 545 title. Total. Looking for a title this weekend here in Jupiter. There will be the leader.
There was the ball change, Dave, but he was just too committed. He didn't want to risk bowling a really bad game.
217 there for Troop off the 299 in the first game. So now your leader through 2 is Chris Prather. 545 total pinfall count here in Jupiter. More on the way. Two games of 4 in Group 2 qualifying complete. Chris Prather as your lead at 545 total pinfall. Kyle Troop off the 299 opening game. Struggles a bit in game 2, 516. O'Neill and Tackett 474 and 434. Rounding out the top 4 here in Group 2. Get up and start your day with Boomer and Gio as they break down all the latest updates in sports and are sure to fuel your day. Weekday mornings at 6 right here on CBS Sports Network. All right, now it is time for the Go Bowling with Randy segment. We're going to take a question for Randy from PBA's social media. Ready, partner? Bob Newman asks, if you could go back and talk to 15-year-old Randy, would you advise him to become a two-handed bowler?
Let's see, Bob. That's a great question. I mean, I had a decent career using my thumb, but hell yeah, I'd go to two hands, man. I'm tired of leaving flat tens. I want to see all those fancy messengers like Troop and Belmonte and Simonson. Yeah, I would try it with two hands. Does that answer your question?
That's awesome. Thanks for the question, Bob. And yeah, Randy's absolutely in. Like Kyle Troop, two-hander. Anthony Simonson. And, of course, a guy named Belmonte from down under, the best in the world. More coming up. Back here, Jupiter, Florida. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, seeing Chris Prather take a lead through 2 games, Group 2 qualifying here. Day 1 PBA Tour Finals, leading us to our championship tomorrow here as live coverage continues on CBS Sports Network. And Randy, new oil for games 3 and 4.
Yeah, well, so the Marshall Holman oil pattern was 37 feet in length, and we all saw what the boys did to that. So we're going to go to 46 feet. The JP pattern, and the players, it's real simple. They're going to be in here, and they're going to be curving the middle part of the lane. Kyle Troop's going to lead us off to start game 3. Let's take a look at some of his highlights. Troop, there it is. Troop, there it is. The pro with the fro. The most colorful player on tour, winner earlier this year in Jonesboro for his 4th career W. Hashtag, pick it out. There he is, repeating as doubles champs with Jesper Svensson. Kyle Troop, what do you do different on this longer pattern?
Well, the good thing with me throwing the urethane ball is I was trying to keep my speed control really slow, and I'm just going to carry that over onto the long ball. I'm 46 feet now, and it looks like we're going to be curving it a little bit, so I'm going to be prepared to make the move and curve it as soon as we need to.
Thanks, Kyle.
Which is probably right now.
Yes, it is, Kyle. Thanks very much for that.
So good.
It's rare that professional athletes competing in competition also the stage managers. Tournament directors. In this case, Kyle's wearing a lot of hats. Not easy with a fro.
I can't remember, so.
We're going to get this straightened out. That reaction with Jesper Svensson, by the way, that super slow-mo look in Indy, I mean, come on, unforgettable. That's what this is all about. These guys working so hard to win on the PBA Tour. It's not easy to do. You and I call this win in Jonesboro. Incredible excitement there in Arkansas.
Well, I think that if you just watch closely as to what just transpired, this is what separates professionals from everybody else, and in that they go through this conversation, they get it figured out, and then once Chris steps up on the lane and puts his hand in the ball, everything else goes away. It's that focus. I get the athleticism behind what they do and what we do, but it's being able to control that type of focus.
Multiple appearances, Team USA for Kyle Troop. So he and Prather, a good start here, game 3 on the fresh. Brand new oil pattern from the Rookie of the Year, Bill O'Neill. Kyle, a tremendous career, and all 10 back to begin his 3rd game.
O'Neill told me his key to this 46-foot pattern is throwing it slow.
Nice start, game 3.
Made sure it wasn't going to get me neither, bub.
No beer frame.
Right.
That was a good one.
Are you on the same page with Bill O'Neill in terms of his going slower?
Absolutely. Lower rev rate for O'Neill. He has to make sure that his speed stays a little softer to give his ball time to react. Everybody's perfect thus far through 2.5. Well, almost 2.5.
Here's Prather trying to keep it going.
Whoa.
Not this time.
That went to another zip code.
Yeah, a little right of target where he wanted it, and there's a little hang spot there that the players know about, and they know about it from throwing practice shots, and he got it on the other side of the cliff. Player of the Year 2016 was E.J. Taggart.
He's still not happy.
No, well, he keeps making some pretty nice shots, and he keeps even 10 pins.
.210 to .224 for EJ so far. He's got to get some pins piled up here.
EJ, as quietly as you can, tell me what's the deal with all the 10 pins.
Randy, I haven't practiced much, and I can't throw the ball twice in a row the same way. So I'm lucky to be getting 9. So I just need to get better.
Thanks, EJ.
Being blunt, being honest. Tough pickup, tough spare there, Bill O'Neill, and leaves the 10 pin, which hurts his count here in game 3. It's not easy for the bowlers. EJ talked about practice, depending on what the local rules are with COVID-19. Some centers open, some limited to capacity, some are not open at all. It's kind of a mixed bag out there. Getting access to practice time can be tough.
Keep an eye on this right lane. It's starting to look real slippery down lane, where the bowling balls are really struggling to adhere to the lane surface and curve back to the pocket.
Left lane, all good there, Bill O'Neill. So, Randy, getting back to your point there, right lane. So, the bowlers see that too.
Right.
What's the remedy?
So, they can change equipment, or they can change the way they're throwing it. Now that ball finished beautifully. You could see it just split the 8-9 in half. But the key is that they have to, they see it, they have to realize it, and then they have to make whatever adjustment they feel is the best adjustment for them, whether it's speed or whether it's equipment change.
Love that. Good observation. Keep a close eye on the right lane. Left lane, good there for Kyle Troop. Here in Game 3, it's qualifying Group 2. Simonson was the man in Group 1, along with Buttriff with the 300 game. Group 2, qualifying rolls on next. Moments ago, here in Jupiter, Kyle Troop had a strike after Prather struck during the break. Is that right lane, Randy, you're talking about? 5th frame for Kyle.
Yeah, it's a great start for Game 3. Kyle Troop trailing Chris Prather by 29 pins. A big open in the 4th by Prather as he whipped a 10-pin. Kyle Troop front 5, as you said. And there's O'Neill.
Slow.
You hear him say it, slow. You got to be slow. Strike open 3-bagger for O'Neill.
Tackett looking for 4. Strikes first 5 frames.
3 in a row.
Gets that done.
I remember Game 1 with Kyle Troop shooting .299.
He's been down this road before. Try and get halfway home here. It's for the front 6 of this game. Oh, the 9-pin. Wow.
Hands at 9 o'clock. What do you expect's going to happen?
So what he means by that, Dave, is that his hand went around the ball a little bit more than he wanted to, which makes it cut a little bit harder through the pins. And with that power, that 9-pin is not something that he's surprised at.
There's 9. There's the mark for Kyle Troop.
Come on.
So he comes close again. to a perfect game. And one of those with Jacob Buttriff today, the Group 1 qualifying round. O'Neill right lane, all 10 down.
Oh. Well, he's getting away with a little bit right now, is O'Neill, and he knows it. He's just trying to dial back enough to get his ball to read properly. Boom, shakalaka.
Didn't get breaks early, but E.J. Tackett's making up for it now. He's bowling really well. Here in our third game of qualifying. More on the way. Live coverage of the PBA Tour on CBS Sports Network. Head to PBA.com to check out the PBA Pro Bowling video game. The game features the top PBA pros, real equipment, authentic oil patterns, more than 100 tournaments, and online play. Now available for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and for your PC. O'Neill a strike, Tackett 9 spare. Randy, while we were away.
Take a look at how Chris Prather has played both of these patterns. Here's game 2, the short pattern. You can see just how far right he's trying to get that bowling ball. Here in game 3, much deeper at the arrows. Now this one he does get wide, and you hear him say he threw this in another zip code, but notice how it kind of gets to that same spot down the lane where he was playing them in the first 2 games on the shorter pattern, and obviously the longer pattern doesn't allow the ball to get back from there.
Let's do it. Good work.
266 opening game for Prather, 279 to bolt into the lead in our Group 2 qualifying in game 2. Up and down for Troop, 299 and then 217.
Ooh. Oh, we might as well just for all the fans back home.
Now that was dirtier than a gas.
Here you go, Kyle. And the kiss as well.
Watch this. This is dirtier than a gas station bathroom. I mean, that is a wicked messenger.
Sometimes you just got to bring out the pig. Pick your spots. That was a good spot for Kyle. Way to go. And a tap on the 10 there for Prather, who very quietly is crushing it here today. Tackett. His turnaround continues.
Troop going at 279. Prather can strike out for 248.
Some more help there.
My hair
O'Neill
wasn't
across the
fitting,
deck
I'd
for
pick
number
mine.
10.
EJ can shoot 62, I think 259, and O'Neill can shoot 268. So big scores once again on the longer pattern. Sorry I missed that, Bill O'Neill. I was looking at the scoreboard trying to figure out who had what.
Here's Prather left lane, and yet another strike in the groove.
Was it?
No chance, Randy, that 1-3 puck.
Wasn't our last group that had like 28 in a row combined?
That was fun to watch. Troops have plenty of strikes today. Is another one to add to his total.
So through 8 frames, the 4 players combined have only missed 7 times.
They really like this oil pattern, clearly. Looking for a 7-bagger. Bill O'Neill is on fire.
I finally hit the pocket. That's like right in the middle of it.
William rooms with Jason Belmonte on tour. Remember EJ's second frame, I believe it was a solid 9 where the ball went right by it. This game could have been really big. Tackett 259 possible, O'Neill 268. And then you can see the max scores for Prather and Troop. Troop can actually retake the lead if he strikes out.
Left lane for Kyle. It's a high shot. And the 3-6-10 stand for Troop.
Yeah, 2 straight up the lane, David. They had very little angle through the front part of the lane to give that shot a chance, and he knows it.
proud member of the Portland Lumberjacks PBA League.
Well, this guy here was the first pick in last year's draft. Do you remember who drafted him? Get to that in a second.
Portland Lumberjacks.
Aha!
And, of course, that was the big win that he had with the crowd and the reaction last year. A big money day for Chris Prather. And continue with the Strike Derby this year. And the TOC as well. He's thinking about winning here in Jupiter this weekend.
He's won here before.
10 pin, not this time.
In the 230s, Kyle Troop's going to sneak up and cut a little bit of that deficit, be within almost single digits. Oh boy. Okay. That gives him 769 for a 3-game total.
253, his third game, 299, 217, 253. For Troop so far here today, with 1 game remaining, Group 2 qualifying.
13 back now of Prather is Kyle Troop. EJ needs something good to happen. He needs to strike out and then just bowl a monster game in Game 4. Yeah, that's just late down lane, and he knows it.
Can I just get one ball?
And then that bowling ball comes behind the headpin, so the messenger pulls away towards the sweep. Oh boy.
Tackett's got his mark. Wrapping things up in his third game. A lot standing here for O'Neill.
Get the ball over to the 3-6, right of it, throw the 3 over into the 4-7.
Cover, yes! Nice conversion for O'Neill. That was sweet. Well done.
Look how enthused William is. But just like we drew it up, I mean, that was perfect.
He's mad at himself for leaving it.
Yeah. He knew that he needed to strike out to try to gain some ground, and EJ Tackett will now finish with 238. That gets him to 672. EJ has got a lot of work to do. He's 110 back of the leader. O'Neill changing balls, testing the waters with something else, and Bill is at 717.
So some happy bowlers and some frustrated bowlers. We'll see what they can do in the fourth game of qualifying. It's next. Here at Bolero, Jupiter, Florida. PBA Tour Finals continue, and 3 games of qualifying Group 2. Your leader, Chris Prather, with Troop, O'Neill, and EJ Tackett. Look it up to Chris right now. 1 more game remaining.
Are we starting already? I was just getting ready to have a snack.
One of the most respected voices in sports. Welcome you to the jungle every weekday starting at noon Eastern. Join Jim Rowe for his hot takes and off-the-wall calls. Weekdays here on CBS Sports Network. Yes, we're ready to resume. Welcome back.
Hang on, Dave. I got to put a little hand sanitizer on and get ready for this last game.
Be safe, always. All right, going to be Troop leading us off here, coming off a 253 in his third game. Been up and down here for KT so far. Left lane. 3-6-10 remain.
So the deficit sits as follows: 13 behind Prather as we talk about Shark Clark or Clark Kent or Shark Clark, whichever nickname you like.
They're all good.
I call him the human ATM. Last year winning the inaugural PBA playoffs for 100 Gs, and then in 2020 winning the TSC for 100 Gs. Enough said.
He comes through in the clutch. I love it. I like the ATM reference, too. That was good. Troop did pick up a spare. Won all Portland, Maine last year. Raucous scene. And jetted out to Vegas for the PBA Tour Finals. Eventually won by E.J. Tackett. E.J.'s never defended a title in his career. That was something he mentioned to us yesterday as being very important on the checklist.
Hard to do, bro.
Absolutely. Did you do it?
I don't believe so. No. Ball's just coming around the corner too late. I think EJ, if he just got a little bit softer with his speed, he'd probably be okay. Bill O'Neill's changing balls. He's going to something else. And that's coming off of 240 his last game. He knows he needs more than that. So it's all in for Bill O'Neill. So can I read the deficit off to you so we can bring our viewers
Please do.
Up to speed on where we're at. So Prather in the lead, 13 behind is Troop, and then let's see, O'Neill. It looks like he is 65 back, and then Tackett 110 back. You can see the scores right there. And no, I did not use a calculator.
It's impressive. Like those quick math skills. Fourth game underway of 4. Here for Group 2. Anthony Simonson, the leader heading into the stepladder semifinals for Group 1 tomorrow here on CBS Sports Network. 3 shows tomorrow, and when the dust all settles, we'll have a PBA Tour champion. Pretty cool. Start to finish coverage. It's rare. Second time we've done that here on CBS Sports Network, back-to-back years. Tackett, the man in Vegas in 2019 at Red Rock.
See that beautiful arcing motion there, Dave? Mm-hmm. That's what EJ's looking for. The problem is that I think that for whatever reason, whether it's being a little bit out of sorts or the ball choice that he made, it seems like when he's just a little off, there's not a whole lot of forgiveness.
I like the observation. You can tell he's frustrated, too.
Well, his ball is shaped so nicely one time, and then the next time, it looks plenty good enough to strike, and it doesn't, just because it goes a little bit too long down the lane. And, with a rev rate like EJ's, who arguably has got the highest rev rate of any player on tour who uses their thumb, you would expect him to strike a heck of a lot more than he's been striking today. His carry, honestly, has been lousy.
Prather way off their high shot. And a lot left for Chris for his spare. EJ made that observation talking to you. He couldn't throw 2 in a row.
Right.
Same place.
Okay, and I get that. And so when he leaves a 10-pin or he gets tapped and you don't see a lot of frustration, that's him knowing, okay, I didn't throw that one very well.
4.
9-pin up. Open. And the opening created to get around Prather.
Kyle Troop now your leader after their 3 frames, Prather and Troop. Tackett. Finally. All I had to do was talk about it. Kick save on the 10 and a beauty.
That's fine.
That's right.
But,
We mentioned it. 10-pin goes down.
This is the last I'm going to talk about this,
Right.
but there's a nice break right there, right? But here's the thing: when he does lead a 10-pin and gets frustrated about it, it's because he threw it good. He's like, hey, can I not catch a break?
It'll help.
Yeah.
I need 2 picks.
The slow rolling messenger. He's
Dirty
looking for a
William.
pick, but he doesn't have one.
Jeez.
Bill O'Neill rolls the 10 nice and slow. Nastier than a vulture's breath you are, Bill.
It's the Pony Express, the slow-moving vessel.
Very slow moving.
Is that going to stick? Does that have legs?
Lots more action to come right here on CBS Sports Network.
Good stuff.
The 2020 PBA Tour Finals on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Go Bowling. For promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you, log on to gobowling.com.
Kyle, you just retook the lead by 1 pin over Prather. What do you see in terms of how the lanes are transitioning, and how do you stay ahead of that?
So I have made a ball change. I did go to a weaker pin axiom to give me a little more angle down lane, because obviously the fronts are going, so we're having to move further left, but we're having to create a little more angle because we still need the ball to get to the friction. So that's why you're seeing the big angles to the front part of the lane, and I think we've all kind of got the transition figured out now, so it's going to be who can strike the most.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yep. I talked us all up there, guys. I said we're all about to strike the
Oh, it's great stuff.
That's great. Oh, my God, he's so funny.
The new leader. His 5th frame. A strike for him. Tack at 7 spare while we were away. Left lane, Kyle True. You better believe it.
So you heard what he said in in the interview we just did, right? So move left, chase the fresh hole in, angles start to open up. But in order to get the bowling ball to read properly, especially on a 46-foot pattern, you have to do what? You have to make sure your speed control is perfect.
That's Prather. All 10 back. So I take it you're in agreement with that approach from Kyle.
It's the only way to go.
Yeah. Love hearing from the bowlers during the qualifying competition to get their immediate feedback. That's pretty cool.
See, and I really think that this feeds right into EJ's wheelhouse, because he can get in, get a little softer, and really nail the finger holes.
O'Neal tries for the front 5 here in this game. That's a high shot. No book on this time, Bill. 3, 6, 10. Stand.
Well, Bill started with the front 4, and he knew with a big game, if Prather slowed down just a little bit, or if Troop slowed down just a little bit, that he would have a chance to possibly get in that number 2 hole. Remember, the tournament leader can't finish, or the leader of each group can't finish any worse than 3rd.
Well, up there on the 4-pin this time for Chris Prather. First 3-game average of 260 for Chris. Group 1 winner today, or the leader through qualifying, Anthony Simonson. So we'll be the top seed Group 1 step ladder semifinals tomorrow here on CBS Sports Network. 7-pin count for Troop this time. And this is Group 2. Qualifying round, 4 games for each. Prather, left lane, takes care of business.
Yeah, and I think a good point to be mentioned or brought up is that you see such a wide range of emotions from all the players over the duration of the 4 games. And it's just like watching qualifying. I mean, this is a qualifying format that we normally use in PBA tournaments. We have 4 players that start. They stay together for all the qualifying games.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Bill.
With 3 left off a flush shot. 6.
3, 4, 6, 7. A lot up there for O'Neal.
And it looks like O'Neal's chances coming to a screeching halt. There you go. So you see how he was leaving a bunch of 10 pins. The lanes change, his angle starts to change, and all of a sudden he starts striking.
4-pin up, open.
Right, do you really notice, or are you just nodding at me just to say yeah?
I was tracking O'Neal and also nodding at you.
Okay, all right, guys. I just want to make sure.
Multitasking.
I just want to make sure you're with me.
Right lane for Prather.
Get it there, man.
Leaves a 10 pin.
A little soft 10.
So we went back home to Pensacola. Spent some time with the family, did some fishing after the Strike Derby win. And then on the way back down here to Jupiter, stopped with the family again. He's got a young cousin, he told us, who watches his PBA shows over and over again. Trying to learn what Chris does to become a great bowler.
Well, he's a good one to watch if you want to if you want to emulate somebody.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And Chris brought his cousin and a buddy out, and they did some practicing just this week. He said he's pretty good. We'll see. Maybe another member of the Prather family will tear it up on the PBA Tour the way Chris has down the road. Heading down the stretch run here, Game 4, Group 2 qualifying. Here's Tackett left lane. Everyone trying for that top spot to be the number 1 seed. That means just one match in the Group 2 semifinals tomorrow. It's tight, Randy.
7 pins separating Troop and Prather.
Wow.
And
Drive for O'Neill.
Yeah, and on the left lane, E.J. Tackett just ran into what Bill O'Neill did. The last shot Bill threw over there on that left lane.
Lots to cover, Tackett. Only a 7-pin count. That hurts.
Well, E.J.'s going to get a lot of airtime tomorrow. He can start from the number 4 position.
He's fine with climbing
and work his way up the ladder to win back-to-back again. Or to win back-to-back for the first time.
Yep. His 3rd time overall. 4 years. PBA Tour Finals champ. If he can do it. It'll be tough, though, climbing the ladder in Group 2. To get to the finals tomorrow. Man. No help on the 10 there for Troop.
That was a big shot there because he was working on a strike. He could have struck out from the 7th frame on and shut out Chris Prather.
8th frame, Prather.
Ball change. Oh, what a huge break that is. That was a huge break, and instead of the 2-7-10, it's just the 2-7. Back and forth between Prather and Kyle Troop.
Come on, you do that, and then he leaves that. Get out of here with that mess.
Muttering to the pins. Got the 10 pin. Got his mark. Keeping it close. Chopped. And the 7 stands. And that hurts. Trying to become the top seed.
Well, it could make the difference between 1st and 2nd now. And just that open frame. Troop now in the lead.
So back and forth, Prather and Troop. And Kyle Troop back on top here. Late going of the 4th and final game of qualifying. O'Neill and Tackett some work to do tomorrow. Bill O'Neill told us yesterday, Chris Prather, a little rivalry going. Chris climbed the ladder at the TLC this year for that major we illustrated earlier in our broadcast. Bill was the top seed. It's tough to lose in that spot. $7-10.
So now there's another thing that comes into the equation. Bill O'Neill can actually go around Chris Prather.
So positioning may come down to the last shot here, Randy. It's going right down to the wire.
Talk about that huge 6th frame for O'Neill when he went 5-3. If he would have struck there, he could have possibly gone around both Prather and Troop, who are bowling a nothing game this last game. Big shot there for Troop in the 9th. He can shoot 228 now, and that's certainly lock him into that number 1 position. But now it's Prather who is in big trouble. I mean, he's strike spare, shoots 178.
No 7-10, and no look for EJ as well on the left lane.
Yeah. Now, this is a critical shot, obviously, to set up the 10th frame, but Bill still has to finish on that left lane, and he threw that perfect.
Can't get it done.
Oh, EJ.
Pin 10 stand on that difficult spare conversion. He continues to be frustrated and has been up and down day for EJ Tackett, mostly on the downside by his standards. But everyone's back tomorrow. Step ladder semifinals, group 1 and 2. Fun to watch. True. 2-4. They're led by 13 going to this final game. There have been some changes as he strikes in the left lane.
Troop's got to cover this, and does. So his max score is 208. Chris Prather's max score 188. That's a 20-pin difference, and Troop was only trailing by 13 coming into this last game. He went back to the ball he was originally using and just kind of gave it the business, and now he's kicking himself for even attempting to try that other ball. O'Neal, does O'Neal still have a chance to go around him? O'Neal could shoot 252. Prather's going to lose 12. That puts him at 970. Hey, hold your horses. Hold your horses. I think that gives him 967. It does. Bill O'Neal could shoot 252, which would give him 969. Bill O'Neal needs a double in 9, I do believe, to overtake Prather for that second spot.
Wow.
.252 and 717 is 969. If he strikes out, he goes around Prather by 2. A double in 9, he goes around Prather by 1. Troop is your Group 2 leader, and Tackett will start at the bottom rung.
After the reset, here we go, Bill O'Neal. No. 210.
Yeah. Got to that spot down lane and just never came off the spot. And remember the last couple that were thrown on that lane, big splits by him and Tackett. Prather, you're number 2. O'Neal, number 3.
Can't convert.
Kyle Troop, congratulations on solidifying that number 1 spot. Boy, the lanes looked like they started to get pretty tricky towards the end of that last game. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all knew this pair was going to get a little tricky with all the rev rate we have and the amount of surface that was used. I wanted to make a ball change, but with the scoring pace the way it was going, I tried to just grind it out. Not the happiest with the finish, but we'll take the number 1 seed. But it's a whole new ball game tomorrow, so got a game plan for that.
Okay, so what is your game plan bowling on the dual oil pattern, right lane short, the short pattern, left lane the long? What is your game plan?
Yeah, so definitely the urethane on the short, most likely. I felt like it had a great reaction. And with only having 5 shots apiece on a lane, I don't think there'd be too much transition. And then on the long, hopefully they don't get as ugly as this. But I think I know the right ball to go to if it gets that way again. So we're going to just stick to the same thing and stay in the moment.
We're going to go back and talk about your 299 game. I don't know if they have a monitor down there that you could see, but I know that I asked you the one question about it, but take us through this, if you would, kind of maybe a little bit by bit.
Yeah, so I feel like I had a great reaction on the fresh. I knew if I kept my hand really forward, which was a big thing I was focusing on that match, I really didn't have to move too much. I think by the 10th frame, I was 3 boards left. And, like I said, I got just a little firm. That's my tendency sometimes in the moment. And but I'll take the 99. It's still going to bug me a little bit for the rest of the evening, but we got the #1 seed. That was the main goal.
So I don't know if you saw my my questions for Randy with the Go Bowling questions for Randy. Somebody wrote in and said, Randy, if you were 15, would you go to a two-handed style and start, at age 15 using that two-handed style, or would you just stay with one? And I said, well, yeah, I had a decent career with using my one hand, but I said, hell yeah, I would use two hands. I want to throw messengers like Kyle and Simonson and Belmo, and I'm tired of leaving flat tens.
Well, Randy, it's never too late to start. So, if you want, whenever we get done here, we can have a little session.
That'd be great. I'll take you up on that. Congrats, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thanks, bud.
Good job, Kyle. Congratulations. 977. So he is your leader. In the first group, it was Anthony Simonson. 1,028 pins. Only bowler to crack 1,000 over the 4 games. Just fantastic bowling for Simo. Jacob Buttriff had the 300 game. That was entertaining to watch. So they are the top 2 seeds for Group 1. And Group 2, we just saw Kyle Troop go around Chris Prather. A couple times that was back and forth in that 4th and final qualifying game. So Troop, Prather, O'Neill, Tackett. Randy, it's going to be fun to watch tomorrow.
Well, I mean, we've got so much talent. And, the stepladder finals is always pretty exciting. One game matches, man. It's going to be great.
We got more coming up from Jupiter, Florida. They all want to win that trophy. Kyle Troop thinking about it, looking at it. Maybe tomorrow he'll take home the PBA Tour Finals trophy and win. Anthony Simonson and Kyle Troop, your leaders. Groups 1 and 2 qualifying done here from the PBA Tour Finals. Now, for Randy Peterson and the entire CBS Sports Network crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Jupiter, Florida. Please tune in tomorrow at noon Eastern for more PBA action. We bring you the PBA Tour Finals live from here in Jupiter. Following these messages, send you out to the Greenbrier in West Virginia for the World Team Tennis as Washington faces Philadelphia. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.